and just talk about hair loss and different forms of hair loss, what you can do to guard against hair loss, how to get your gut together, what things you need to have in your life, what things need to be a part of your life so that you can have the best hair possible. So, what I want to share with you is scarring alopecia and CCCA is something that is uh, rampant in the Black community. I have seen my share of clients who have lost all of their hair due to scarring alopecia. So, what I want to share with you is I have an image of what some ladies look like who have had scarring forms of alopecia. Now, this is taken from a dermatologist's website. So, this is stage one to stage two. This is stage two to stage three. This is stage three, and this is stage four, where clients have lost their hair completely. And if you can see it, it's backwards. So, this is CCCA. CCCA stands for centrifugal cicatricial alopecia. And it's called centrifugal because it's centrally located right in the top of the head. Now, for some clients, it can be set back a bit, but for the most part, it starts right up here in this top area of the scalp. So, what I want to share with you all is when you start having a diffusion and your part starts widening, you start having pain, you start having stiffness, you start having swelling, you have acne, you have pustules, you have lumps, you have severe itching, creepy crawlies. That is the beginning and the onset of a scarring pattern. I've had clients who have had gut issues for the longest time, gut issues that are unresolved, too much inflammation in the gut, and what it does is it causes severe itching, severe inflammation, and swelling, and it will cause you to start losing your hair in the crown. So it can be at the top of this occipital here, or it can be all the way to the front here, but your whole part will start to widen, and you'll have a sensation in your scalp that you can just never get rid of because it's due to inflammation. So if you guys have not been on my channel in the past, you know I like to talk about inflammation, how the inflammation begins. But what I want to share with you all is I have a guide. I have guides. I put the information on the stream and I put the information in my bio. So for you, for TikTok, I have TikTok here and I have my YouTube and my Facebook community here. I put the link already in the description for Facebook and YouTube. But for TikTok, I want to show you guys again. If you want to go to my link, you'll see this here. You tap this link here. You tap the link. Now for I'm going to show you too. You just tap that link. Tap the link and you go to the top. Now I'm going to show you all of my books. Now this is my link tree and it's moving a little bit slowly, but as soon as it opens, I want to share with you all. This is my link tree, and in the link tree, you can sign up for courses, you can buy products. But this here, these are all of my products. I have books, I have products because I talk about stress and hair loss. I talk about vitamins and hair loss. I talk about CCCA. This is my CCCA guide. So it's telling you that it's going to take you to an alternate location. So you just hit open because it wants to guide you against going to a malicious site. So this is my CCCA and Scarring Alopecia Guide. So it's a lot of glare, so you may not be able to see it, Facebook and YouTube, but this is my CCCA guide. What I want to share with you all is if you want to learn a little bit more about it and you want to learn holistically how to treat yourself at home, how to help yourself with herbs, how to help yourself with inflammation and the itching and the swelling and the creepy crawlies and everything that goes on with CCCA at home, in addition to what you should do as far as seeking out your dermatologist and what your dermatologist is going to do for you. If you want to know more about CCCA, this is a guide that you should get yourself into because it's going to tell you a little bit more about how to dig into it and how to work with it naturally. Now, for those who like to read, what I want to share with you is for CCCA, and about 7 out of 10 people who visit me for hair loss issues, they have CCCA. The other the other 30% is usually androgenic alopecia, or they've had cancer. So it could be a medically related issue, or it's androgenic. That means it's usually hormonal. It's male or female pattern hair loss. 7 out of 10, which is a lot, is comprised of scarring alopecia. The types of scarring alopecia I see are frontal fibrosing alopecia, where the entire rim is gone. The entire rim is gone, and it looks like it could be traction, but it's not because the follicles have a different look. They are fibrosed. When we look at your follicles beneath the scalp, the way the follicles look, it has a different type of look to it. With traction alopecia, you can tell if it's traction because you'll still have hair, fine hairs around the rim and around the perimeter because it usually has come from braids or some kind of very tight or pulled hairstyle. It can usually happen all along the edge because you're pulling your hair very tight. You're having a braid, or you're having some kind of tight service where it has yanked the hair out of the follicle. And at certain times of the follicle and hair growth lifetime, sometimes the hair before it exits the follicle, it the hair bulb disconnects from the hair follicle and the hair migrates upward and is preparing to be released from the scalp because we have three main times where the hair is going through a cycle. It's the anagen, the catagen, and the telogen phase. And during that catagen and telogen phase, the hair is preparing to exit. So I say all that to say, when you have pulled the hair out during the period where it's about to leave the follicle, like the catagen and telogen phase, sometimes you can yank the entire follicle out of the hair, out of the scalp, and then you cease to have no working follicle ever. You've created so much tension where you've pulled the whole follicle out. With frontal fibrosing alopecia, that is an immune sensitive, an immune mediated situation, and it also has a hormonal component based in it where your body will attack your hair follicles, but it will only attack it around the hairline. So there are different types of scarring alopecia. Frontal fibrosing alopecia is one that I see a lot, and that happens around the front. So I was saying all that mumbo jumbo to say that frontal fibrosing alopecia does not look like traction. Frontal fibrosing alopecia looks like you have an unusually high forehead. Usually with traction, you'll have some hair, but they're completely different. So I'm going to try to pin some of my information to the chat just in case you guys need more of my help and you want to talk with me more. So I see frontal fibrosing alopecia. I also see cellulitis. Cellulitis are very inflamed lymphatic channels of the scalp. I see it a lot in black men. The black men get that a lot. They get a lot of lumpy lymphatic channels in their scalp, and sometimes the lymphatic glands they erupt. I also see a lot of men with neck bumps, and sometimes the neck bumps that we call it in our community can migrate into cellulitis. I see a lot of folliculitis decalvans. I see a lot of lichen planopolaris and lichen planus. I see a lot of pseudopelade. So there are so many different types of scarring forms of alopecia. So I just want you all to know that you are when you visit your dermatologist usually will give you a diagnosis, and your dermatologist will let you know through a biopsy. They'll take very small spoon shaped samples of your hair and scalp. They will test that sample to see if there are any immune cells present. All of this is in the Scarring Alopecia book. All of the information that I'm talking about is in the book. It's in that book. So what they will do is they'll test that sample to see if there are any immune cells present, because if the immune system is attacking your hair follicles, there are some times when you will not be able to get your hair back. So there are non-scarring forms of alopecia and scarring forms of alopecia. So I'm begging you all, if you're within the sound of my voice and someone has told you about CCCA or you've been to your dermatologist, please do all that your dermatologist can provide for you. Do all that they give you. And then you have to go the extra mile and treat yourself at home, because there are a lot of times where you can get your hair back, but you have to work at it. You have to work at it. So I'm going to say this. A lot of my experience, I have a lot of ladies who are very apathetic, because as long as they can get a wig, as long as they can get a quick weave, and as long as there's a hairstylist around that can give them a bang up job and can do some hair, they really are not worried about how their hair looks. But what I want to say is there's going to be a time when you guys are going to want to come out of these hair systems, out of these wigs, out of these quick weaves, out of these protective styles, and you won't have any hair. So I'm here right now because I want to make sure that you all can do all that you can to make sure that you are protected and you take care of your hair. You listen to your body signs and you do what's necessary because it takes work. It takes work to turn around CCCA. So if you guys have any questions, I'm here on Facebook and I'm looking because I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that I see your questions and your comments. If you have any comments, please let me know because I just want to make sure I answer all of your questions. And I'm going back and forth to YouTube to make sure that I see all of my comments. TikTok, if y'all have any, okay, if you have any comments for me on TikTok, you let me know because I want to go through. Okay, thank you, Miss Roxanne Stewart, because I didn't even get into the information yet. But thank you, girl. Thank you. So, what I want to share with all of you guys is TikTok. I see Gail Green has some numbers next to her name. So Miss Gail Green knows how to play the game on TikTok. So what I want you guys to do is if you see Gail Green has a number 10 and she's got a little diamond next to her name. So Gail Green is a giver. Gail Green knows how to tap that screen and Gail knows how to get them points. So I want all of you guys to get numbers next to your name like Miss Lillian. So you guys can just go here and tap this number right here, tap that heart, and then go all the way down. And then when you get yourself points, you will be exposed to more things than TikTok. You'll have access to more things. You'll have access to the TikTok store. You'll have access to different things because you're a giver. So it doesn't take much to give a GIFT. But when you tap that screen, TikTok opens you up to more things. And then if you can tap the screen because that will let TikTok know that this is something that you found worthwhile and you found interesting. So please, if you guys can, please to tap the screen is free. So just tap, tap, tap if you can to let me know that you find this useful. So what I want to talk to you guys about is this book right here. I use this for all of my students when I teach classes. Thank you, Miss Leah Jones. I appreciate it. This is the color atlas of differential diagnosis of hair loss. So what I want to share with you all is color atlas of differential diagnosis of hair loss. I will never share anything with you that isn't truthful. Even the book that I have in the link that I have shared with you, all of it has come from relevant websites. It's come from the Dermatology Association, the NIH, it's come from PubMed. So all of the information that I provide, you can find is useful information all out there, but I provide all that information in one place. So what I want to share with you guys is this is called cicatricial alopecia. If you can see that, cicatricial alopecia. So I'm going to go through and I want to talk to you guys about the 5 common leading causes for CCCA and scarring alopecia. Now, I haven't gotten any questions here in TikTok, so maybe you guys are just listening. But if you can, please tap that screen for me so TikTok knows that you're getting some valuable information. I'm going to go through these really quick, so if y'all not listening, you're going to miss it. So, what I want to share with you is these are the leading causes for cicatricial alopecia. Now, what I want to share with you is inflammation. Inflammation is a killer. Inflammation and sugar is going to continue taking us down if we don't get on the bandwagon. Stay away from sugar, stay away from processed food, stay away from sodas, stay away from everything that is inflammatory. If something irritates you and causes you pain, you do not need to be bothered with it. If that's a man, if that's your job, if it's food, you don't need to be fooling with it. Inflammation is the top reason for all of our CCCA, our centrifugal cicatricial alopecia problems. All of the issues that plague us, that cause hair loss, they are all inflammatory. They're inflammatory. So let me share with you where the inflammation comes from. The inflammation may come from your liver, and it can show up as liver fat. When you eat too many processed foods, your body produces a lot of insulin to knock down all of the glucose and the high levels of sugar in the body. When we have high levels of sugar for too long, our insulin is going to rise so that it can help force the sugars into the cells. That circulating insulin, when it's raised all day long because you're snacking, you're drinking something from Wawa, you're drinking a soda, you're drinking a green tea, you're drinking, you're eating all day long, your blood sugar's going up, your insulin's going up all day long, all day long. At some point, your pancreas are like, man, if she eat one more sweet, sugary thing, I swear to God, I'm gonna just stop working. And that's what the pancreas do. Sometimes it causes such an inflammatory event for the pancreas, your body doesn't even recognize its own insulin anymore. Then it becomes an inflammatory event because now the excess insulin that your body cannot digest and send anywhere, it winds up in your liver and it ends up as liver fat. So when our liver has too much inflammation, it will show up on the scalp as liver spots. Now, I'm not sure if you've seen an older Caucasian or an older light skinned person. As they age, they have a lot of liver spots because our liver becomes fatty from all of the processed foods and all of the sugars. When there's too much insulin in the body, it has nowhere to put it. It will end up as non alcoholic fatty liver disease. When our liver is inflamed, sometimes our heart can be inflamed. You have left ventricle issues, our body won't be able to pump as efficiently as it used to. We start having a lot of calcium buildup in our blood vessels. So then we'll put on calcium channel blockers. Then we are put on diuretics. And then we'll put on all this stuff because of the what it is that we're eating contributes to a lot of high blood pressure issues, a lot of sugar, a lot of salt, a lot of processed foods. It causes a lot of problems for our heart. Meanwhile, our weight's creeping up. That causes a lot more problems for the heart because now you have excess weight. Then you have all this stress. You had all these issues going on, and it's a problem for the heart. Because we eat so many processed foods, we wind up getting a lot of plaque in the arteries. That plaque causes our whole blood vessels to do one of these numbers. So it's trying to pump blood all through these clogged up arteries. That is an inflammatory cycle. Next, if you're having trouble eating, you're having a lot of trouble with GERD, and you're on Nexium, you're having a lot of gas in your intestines, and you're eating a whole bunch of milk and cheese and stuff you have no business eating, and you know you have no business eating it. If you don't have enough probiotic or prebiotic fiber and good bacteria in your gut, guess what? You're going to have an inflamed colon. You're going to have leaky gut. That's a source of inflammation. If you have frequent yeast infections, frequent bacterial vaginosis, frequent issues with your gut, all of that is going to migrate through your system and cause you so much inflammation. It's going to wind up right here. And that's why a lot of us have itching, have pain and stiffness and swelling because we have so much inflammation in our gut. So I've given you three examples, liver fat, circulatory issues where you have inflammation, and gut issues. So all of that inflammation, as it travels through the body and as we age, the body does not work as efficiently as it used to. When you're piling on NCVs and you have all these different metabolic issues going on, a lot of times what you end up with is hair loss because when the body is not working well and has too much inflammation to deal with, a lot of places it'll end up is here. It'll end up here in the fingers and you can't even close your hands. You'll have gout in your ankles. You will have IBS. You will have arthritis. You'll have gastritis. Inflammation is powerful. You have to take care of your body. So, what I want to share with you is one of the biggest things that starts the CCCA, centrifugal cicatricial scarring alopecia train rolling, is the inflammation in our bodies. So, one of the key things that I talk about in my book is you have to eat better. You have to eliminate your processed foods, eliminate your sugars, and you have to eat real food. Anything that's in a box or a bag or it's already prepared is not real food because it took processing to get to you. If you can't take something out of your ground, steam it, rinse it off, cook it, it's processed. If you can't take a whole chicken or a whole turkey or beef and make it yourself and not have to take it out of a box or bag is processed. Take your burger, take your beef, roast your stuff, bake it, meal prep it, but do not use something that's already in a box. It's already in a bag because that processed food, all of the sugars, all the salt, all of the food coloring that the FDA is really trying to pull out of all of our food now, all those food colorings, they interrupt our nervous system. They cause endocrine issues in the body. All of this stuff, this contributes to why we are losing our hair in droves because we do not take care of our hair. So I say all that to say the inflammatory cycle of how we're living is one of the reasons why we have CCCA. Bacterial issues is another reason why we have CCCA. Now, let me share with you an example that I mentioned earlier of bacterial based CCCA, folliculitis, and folliculitis decalvans, cellulitis. I have people that come to me all the time that say, "Oh, I had these little spots. They look like acne on my scalp and I picked it." But when you pick it, you allow bacteria to enter into the bloodstream and into your skin. A lot of times that never heals because it's a lot of bacteria on the scalp at all times. And then we're slathering all this oil and grease in our scalp. Then we're sweating. Then we had our heads covered up with weaves and protective styles and crochets. And then any, we don't get our scalp cleaned on a regular basis. Also, bacteria can enter the mouth through kissing. It can enter the body through our sexual practices. It can enter the body through our teeth. Any bacteria that enters the body left unchecked and not dealt with through antibiotics or something herbal can cause systemic issues with time. How this usually ends up is if you get a lot of boils, if you get a lot of bacterial issues and boils all in your body, that's a lot of bacteria, that's a lot of toxin. We need to clean ourselves. We need to do what do you call colon cleanses, and you need to clear your body's waste out. You need to detoxify your liver on a regular basis because all of the excess bacteria and toxins in the body, it will come out. It will come out under our arms. It'll come out in the folds of our private areas where there's hair and in the folds of our skin. Like even people that have HS, that's a lot of toxicity and a lot of inflammation in the body that you have to work on over time so that you can have less breakouts. Folliculitis, cellulitis is just another breakout due to bacteria. So, my people, when you guys are scratching with combs and scratching up all that yeast and debris and bacteria, you need to shampoo your hair and scalp more, and you need to clean your gut. That is too much yeast and too much fungus migrating through the body that's coming through to your scalp, and that is not a good thing. So inflammation is one reason why we wind up with CCCA. Bacterial is another issue. Another issue is fungal issues. Fungal issues come from the gut. You have to make sure that you clear your gut, get rid of that waste, and stop eating so much sugar. It's just like with women. When we eat too much sugar and when we have very poor gut health, that's why you see all these women's probiotics all on TV. When we don't take care of our gut, we're going to have the itchies. And y'all know what I'm talking about. And I hate to be blunt, but I have to bring it to you like that. The same itches you have down there transfers up here. So when your scalp is itching uncontrollably and you can never get any relief, you have to balance your gut, the good bacteria in your gut. You have to shampoo your scalp regularly. You have to take care of your body because all this becomes inflammatory. So we have inflammatory, bacterial, we have fungal, now we have viral. So what I want to share with you is if you have a viral load of any type, herpes, syphilis, COVID, the deer tick virus, any type of virus can cause issues with your scalp. So I want you all to understand when the immune system has a tough job of having to balance you, help you walk, talk, chew gum, and protect you from every sneeze, every cut, every scratch, everything that you're up against. The immune system has a 24-hour job of protecting you from outside foreign invaders. If you come in contact with a virus, you can lose your hair. If left unchecked, it becomes a systemic viral illness and it can cause you hair loss. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I've had clients who have visited me who have had herpes. And then when I ask them for all of their information and I say, you have herpes and you're on medication, anytime you're on a antiviral medication for herpes and you have breakouts frequently, it may cause a problem with your hair and scalp. Last on the list, the last and final reason, we have bacterial, we have fungal, we have viral, we have inflammatory. The last one that I wanted to mention today is protozoan. Protozoa are worms in the gut. When you have worms in the gut, the worms feed off of our gut. They feed off of our waste in our gut. But what happens is we have irritation, pain, stiffness, and swelling from what they leave behind. They eat on our waste. Then when they leave their waste behind, it causes an autoimmune reaction in our bodies, which can migrate to the scalp and cause hair loss. So what I want to let you all know is cats and dogs, cows, chickens, birds get worms. So do people. You have to care for your gut. This is why I say you have to clear your gut out a couple times a year. I usually suggest to my clients that they do it every season. Every season, clear your gut. You're going to have to get rid of those worms. I have had clients on parasite cleanses and they see the entire tapeworm floating around in the toilet, but you have to do this because the waste that the protozoa leaves behind will cause you issues, and then you wonder why you have so many issues, so much eczema, so much psoriasis, so many itches, so much itching, so much pityriasis, so much scale, so many sensitivity breakouts. Is because you have to clear your system of all of this stuff. All of this can cause problems for your hair and scalp. So if there's anything that I can help anybody with, please let me know because I wanted to get all of this out. I needed to get the 5 main reasons that I see out so that you can understand more fully some of what we're up against when we're dealing with CCCA. Now, the guide, like I have here, the information here, the guide will let you know what you're up against when you visit your dermatologist. It will let you know some of the things that they will provide for you and do for you. And I have had much success with holistic therapies and holistic remedies. So I have put that inside of the book as well. It's an ebook, so you can download it to your phone and read it, and it will help you out tremendously. I have also given you different herbs, things that you can use to help deal with it. What I want to let you know is if you do not listen to your body and treat yourself like the temple it is, 5 to 10 years, you will be sitting in my chair. I'm a certified trichologist and hair loss specialist. I deal with people all the time, and I'll say, well, how long have you been dealing with this scarring alopecia? Oh, about 5 to 10 years. Please don't let this go. If you're having any issues with your hair and scalp, please, thank you so much from my heart. Please visit your dermatologist. Start working on it now and do all that you can holistically to reverse it, stop it, halt it in its tracks, or make sure that you do what you can so you don't lose any more hair and reduce your inflammation. I have a guide. Hold on, everybody. Hey, I'm on my way home in just a moment. I'm on my way home in just a moment.
Oh, okay. I was okay.
Okay, bye bye. Sorry about that, everybody. It's my husband. Do what you can. Please, 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 please do what you can. I have the holistic CCCA hair loss guide. It's in my bio. All you have to do is tap my bio here on TikTok. Go to my page and download the CCCA guide. If you need anything, my contact information is there. A little bit about me is there. My bio and what I contribute to the community is there. It's a $9.99 ebook. The price will never be any higher, probably will never be any lower. Facebook, if you need information on how you can get the CCCA guide, please let me know and I will definitely let you know more about it. I should have the information in the comments, but I just told my husband I have to get on my way home. I usually wrap my day up by 5. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know because I'm going to conclude this by 5 o'clock because I have to go. So TikTok, if you guys have any questions as far as your hair loss, please let me know because I have a couple minutes to address them. Please let me know. Here on Facebook and YouTube, let me know if I can help you with anything. Let me just check to see. You guys have any questions for me here? Okay. All right. Anybody on TikTok? You guys have any questions for me? Because if not, I'm going to go ahead and let this go. And I'll be on here tomorrow. And I just want to say thank you again. Thank you. And I hope you guys got a little bit out of the information. And Meek Fit, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you for following everybody. Thank you, Just Marina, for following. Thank you so much. Thank you from my heart. I appreciate it. But I have to go. But this is my contribution to